Hey everyone, I wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to do food prep. Now that you saw what I got at the grocery store, you might be interested to see what I do with it. I get my food prep done usually on Sundays, and it lasts me at least halfway through the week. And I do it in under 30 minutes, so it's super simple to have fresh food on hand. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So here's a pretty good bird's eye view of things. I cut up, this is about 4 sweet potatoes. If you think that cutting up sweet potatoes takes a long time, it doesn't. Cut the end off. This is a dull knife, so if you had a better knife, then obviously it would go a lot quicker. But I just cut it in half and then cut it again and then chop it down. So, you know, I don't have any degree in culinary sort of stuff, so I'm not fancy about what I do. I've got water boiling in a pot with a steamer basket in it, so I can drop this right in, and all of these sweet potatoes are going to cook up in a steamer in under 10 minutes. I've got chicken tenders and salmon on here. I only used half the chicken tenders in the packet. I'm a single woman, and though I do have guests over to eat sometimes and they do snack, I don't need that much protein that quick. And the way I flavor my protein is with lemon. So I already have one cut. Most of you might know this trick that you roll out a lemon first. That'll help you get the juices going in the lemon. And then I just coat everything. I've set the oven for 400 degrees. I find that the chicken tenders cook in about 10 minutes. The salmon might take just a little bit longer because the pieces are bigger. So I have 4 pieces of salmon. The original container was just 2 pieces. However, again, I'm not fancy. I took a pair of scissors, nice sharp scissors that I use in my kitchen to cut it down to a more evenly portioned size. I top it with pepper. I don't ever add any salt. I don't even put the pepper on my salmon. I leave the salmon plain. I never add salt to the chicken because actually chicken, if you look at the label, it has sodium in it. When chicken is being packaged, they put sodium in it to help retain the water that's in it so that the chicken is actually plump, because obviously like when you cook chicken, the water gets cooked out and so it condenses down. Just like really any meat, you'll see it on the grill cooked down. So a few other tips. I always use parchment paper, which is what's underneath here. Parchment paper is incredible for cooking with. I can show you a couple tricks to do with this. I don't need any fats on this. I don't need any oils because the parchment paper will keep it moist. But if you were cooking in a pan or a pot, sauteing something, I would recommend coconut oil, or if you wanted to put something down on a roasting pan for your vegetables, coconut oil is the way to go. It's not usually this liquefied, but it's really warm today in here. My other favorite spice is hot curry spice by Penzeys. This is just absolutely delicious. So while all this stuff is going in, I'm just going to throw this in the oven. Set the timer for 10 minutes to start, so I know that's when my chicken's going to be done, and then I will go back and set it for another 4. I'll drop all these sweet potatoes in the pot, but at the same time you can be cutting vegetables. It's something I already did in advance. It literally took me maybe 3 minutes to cut 2 things of, 2 containers, 3 bell peppers. And then I've got these great little Pyrex glass bowls with lids I highly recommend, so that when you put them in your fridge, you can see fresh food. You're going to gravitate to things that have color. So if you have fresh food in a way that's colorful and available to see, you're definitely going to reach for those over the other things. So I'm going to drop these in the pot. I'm not going to record that because obviously you don't need to see what it looks like to drop sweet potatoes in a steamer basket, but they will cook in 10 minutes, so I'll have that in there as soon as this video wraps. I do want to tell you a little bit more about parchment paper. Look for a parchment paper that works, that you can heat up to 400 degrees. Some of them you can't, so if you're cooking to 400 degrees, then you're going to have to get the one that fits for it. But you can do little like empanadas almost. So like if you were to put your protein on here, you can also put vegetables in the same thing. Set it down, fold it up. Now let's do a better tutorial down here. You would put your food in this little pocket, fold it over, and then you can wrap it up and just seal it like a little empanada, curling it all the way around. And what it does is it creates a little steamer basket. So you would put this then on your baking dish, put that in the oven for however long you need, and your vegetables then will cook at the same time that your protein is cooking. So again, a great way to avoid using aluminum foil and having all those extra heavy metals in your body that you don't need. I'm a huge fan of parchment paper. So a couple other things, I mentioned the coconut oil. One of the reasons why coconut oil is so incredible to cook with is because it has a high smoke point. Smoke point is when when you put oil in a pan, say you're making eggs or something and you put oil in a pan, if you see that start to smoke before you put anything else in it, you've passed its smoke point and you've made that oil rancid. So coconut oil has one of the highest smoke points, so it holds the integrity of the oil's nature up until that. I always get the organic virgin coconut oil, which has a slightly lower smoke point than the refined coconut oils. Those of you that don't do meat, I highly recommend making like a pot of beans in advance. Avoid the canned beans. You might be very used to them and think they taste fantastic, but once you get off of them, when you go back to them, you'll notice they taste a lot like canned dog food. So I would recommend getting some lentils. They're one of the fastest beans to cook and they don't require any soaking time. I do, however, like to soak my lentils for maybe a half an hour just so they cook a little bit faster, and that way it helps to get off any of the phytic acid. That's kind of like an enzyme inhibitor. That happens with grain as well. So all grain has phytic acid in it that inhibits the enzymes from working in your body. So if you soak your grain for about 30 minutes before you cook it up, you're going to help to alleviate that or get rid of that phytic acid, rinse it off afterwards, and then your body will receive the nutrients better. If not, no big deal. It's not gonna kill you. But I think that's it. I think that's all I really want to share with you guys. Again, if you're vegan, vegetarian, or you like to have grain, make a big pot of grain like brown rice. You can make quinoa, anything that interests you, or a big thing of legumes, and have those in a big container that you can see in your refrigerator so you grab fresh food. Seems like one more thing came to mind, and I think I lost it. But I think that's a good wrap-up of how you can make your food prepped in under 30 minutes and have fresh food on the fly. I love the chicken tenders to snack on. I mentioned that in the other video. And the sweet potatoes are great to throw in salads and use as side dishes. Anytime you need to reheat anything, that's what I was going to say, you can just toss it at the steamer basket. So put it in the steamer basket. You can put your pre-cooked grains. You can put your vegetables in. It's already steaming. You throw it in for 1 or 2 minutes, and it's totally done. So I hope that helps you out with your food prepping and planning in the weeks to come, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.